All right, guys. Thanks for showing up again. Session 8, Kingdom of Mysticka. Yeah, so there was a few, I guess you would call it a blunder. I took note of it. But basically, all right, so Mike, you asked me a question about your Warlock familiar and your Pact of the Chain and being if you were to get Voice of the Chain Master and stuff. And there was a question from there, and of course it led me to a whole bunch of tweets from Mike Merles and Jeremy Crawford. And I started reading some other stuff that was completely unrelated to your question, but it kind of made me think and be like, oh, holy crap. Because over 20 years of playing 2nd edition, even when you read these 5th edition rules, you're looking through these, old spectacles, and it's just hard to get used to some of these new 5e mechanics. That being the whole long rest. If you recall from 2nd edition, really according to the rules, after 8 hours of rest, you would heal 1 hit point or something like that. And if you did a full 24-hour period of bed rest, then you could get 3 hit points. Of course, that was really brutal and gritty, so we changed it to a D4 or something like that after we basically rested 8 hours. And that worked fine for years. So, but we all agreed that basically back then, if we get interrupted with combat, we basically had to start all over. Apparently in 5th edition, it does not work that way. Resting is not a button that you hit, oh, we're going to activate our rest in like a video game. It's actually, we can have combat during a long rest. It's just that we can't have more than a combination of 1 hour of strenuous activity like walking around, combat, and so on. So what that means is our long rest is actually going to complete, if we just spend another 2 hours, we will successfully have completed a long rest, which means we'll be in much, much better shape, right? Because we're on the verge of total party defeat. Yeah. So that's really good news. But with that being said, other stuff that I had to consider was crap, that's really lenient for the PCs. And I'm okay with that because this game is hard. And it is a drastic change from according to the raw 5e rules, which is you get all your hit points back after a long rest. I did away with that because I want more of a gritty campaign. Plus, that rule does not work with the critical effect system that I have. It wouldn't make any sense. They would just conflict with each other. So I'm going to keep to the 5th edition, which is you always round down. I was going to round up with how many hit dice you get back after a long rest. But I'm just, it's round down. So once we're 4th level, we'll be regaining 2 hit dice. But there's also something else, too, that occurred to me. A short rest actually happens automatically. If you meet those conditions of a short rest, that happens. Well, when you all sit down to camp for the night and to just rest for a long rest, just so happens that first hour of the long rest actually could be considered a short rest, right? They're not exclusive from each other. And when I first read the Player's Handbook, I really got the sense that there were 2 distinct different rests that the players actually had to choose to take. But I really don't think that's the case. Based on everything that I read, it really makes a lot of sense that, as long as the first hour of our long rest is undisturbed, we're going to feel the effects of that short rest right after that first hour. If we have a combat in the middle of our long rest, that then subsequent 1 hour of undisturbed rest is going to be the same as a short rest. And we're going to get the benefits of it. So is everyone okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And no one ever said D&D is an easy game. I mean, if it's an easy game, then you're probably doing it wrong or something. But this game is brutal and hard, and I want it to be gritty and difficult, and I want the hit dice mechanic to be a resource that players have to really carefully think about. So, but on the other hand, it's kind of nice that, which Erlon, by the way, that means that you could, for the first hour of any time we sit down to do a long rest, you could play your music And if anyone wanted to expend hit dice after that first hour, which is basically a short rest, people could expend hit dice if they wanted to and reap the benefit of the extra D6.
Erlon always needs to practice singing. So
yeah, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. So that being said, how about after this encounter with these zombies that we just had, the whole rewind. Blah, 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 blah. If we just spend 2 hours to finish the long rest, because with how the time went and everything, we went and looked for a new place to go. We didn't travel more than an hour, and we did not certainly fight more than an hour. These combat encounters are only they're 6 seconds per round, so that would be a super long. To me, that's like fighting in a war or something. If you're fighting over an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
So if we just spent another 2 hours, we can finish our long rest. If we went towards that harbor, I think I mentioned Dead Eyes and had you roll a check, and you kind of figure out in your head, oh, well, we better just leave right now. Even if we spend 2 hours, it'll be close, but I think we can get there before nightfall. And I think that'll be a safe decision because, if we had to go the full 8 hours all over again, definitely no way we can't make the harbor before nightfall. But just spending 2 more hours, we can finish our long rest, get spell slots back, do some more healing, get half of our hit dice back. Also, by the way, my long rest differs from the Raw 5th edition in the sense that because you don't get any hit points back, just like a short rest, you can opt to then spend hit dice to recover hit points immediately after you regain half of them, right? So if we're 4th level, let's say, and we get 2 hit dice back, after the long rest, you can immediately decide to turn and spend those 2 hit dice to recover hit points. But then, of course, you just drain that resource for the whole day. So I'm okay with that, though. That's your decision to make as a player, to use your hit dice smart.
All right.
All right, so we finished these zombies. A little recap. It was really, really close. Theron, I think you basically told Dead Eyes, the debt has been the debt we're even, or you said something like that.
Something sassy like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's all these bodies laying around, and and we looted them. We found some coinage. Erlon, you found a gold ring, and you're wearing it. Is that correct? You're wearing it?
Yeah, now I'm wearing it.
Okay, so you're wearing this gold ring that you found on one of these zombie creatures, and we proceed to rest. I don't know, maybe move further down the beach away from the rotting flesh. You probably don't want to touch them and move them around. So we move. Well, Ghoul mentions we should probably move, and is anyone going to disagree with that?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, unless someone has some really sick fetish. Yeah. We get away from the area because it's nasty. And we proceed to finish the rest of our long rest. And we're wounded, we're beaten badly. And finally, that sun comes up, and we're easily able to just kind of sleep into the early morning hours there as the sun crests and rest another 2 hours. And it is the next day. So it's now 6/11, year 157. And we get the benefits of a long rest. I think everyone was capped out, though, with hit dice, right?
Yeah, I expended all mine.
Yeah. Okay. So there was no
I still
point.
have one, but I'm full.
But you're full. So there's no point in doing Song of Rest, basically, for the first hour of our finishing the rest. Okay, so we all get back half, rounded down, of our hit dice. So Ghoul gets back 1. I have 1 hit dice. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Yeah, it's half of our level. round down, so we're third level. So we're going to get, all of us are going to recover 1 hit dice.
Okay. Yeah,
And-
I'm definitely gonna blow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use mine too. So I recover the 1 hit dice, but then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna use it. So I gotta
Yep.
do
I'm not.
No Song of Rest though, right?
I could do it.
No, it's too late for that. No.
Oh.
No. So this is hit dice we've recovered, and we're gonna spend at the very end of the long rest.
Okay.
I just give the player an option to immediately spend that hit dice at the end of the long rest if you want. Because if you can in a short rest, why can't you in the long rest under my system? Because you don't get full hit points automatically at the long rest. Do you have a Constitution modifier? Nope, you don't.
Not too bad.
All right. No, so you recover 6 hit points there.
Yep.
Ghoul is going to roll, let's see, D10 plus 2. Uses his. Oh, yes. Yes,
Nice.
yes. Oh, wow. That puts him at full. Thank goodness.
How bad is Theron hurt?
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Less than half.
12. I have 12 wounds left now.
And you only have 19 hit points?
Yeah, that's my max hit point.
Yep.
Oh, shit. All right. Does he want to get healed?
Oh, yeah. Sure, if you want.
I'll heal you. I'll throw 1 Cure Light your way.
Sweet.
Cure wounds, you mean?
Ah, sorry. Cure Wounds. Man. Second edition coming out on me right there.
Yep.
Well, do you add? Let me look. You don't add any modifiers to that, do you?
I believe it's a D8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
It is?
I think
Okay.
so.
All right. Let me look at it, though, real quick.
Yeah, it's a D8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. That's what I'll do then.
Do you want to do a second level spell slot, or are you just going to do a first?
Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea. Thank you, Mr. DM, for reminding me I could do that with spells. Second edition, that wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will. Actually, I'll throw one that way.
Okay.
Erlon has a heart for Thera.
Look at that. After
No
giving
way.
you the middle finger in that one fight, he's going to
Yeah.
kill you.
I knew he was going to die anyways. Why help him?
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
I think it's a +3 for my
Yep.
charisma.
So 2d8 plus 3
Yep.
coming your way, Theron.
2-1.
11.
Oh,
Oh, you're 1 hit point down, right?
yeah, that's fine. Yep,
That's okay.
I'm at 18. Ah, it's just a flesh wound.
I got 3 wounds, so.
Uh,
All right, I'm down to 1 second level spell. Man, I want to use Detect Magic to figure out if this ring's magical or not, but I'm afraid to waste the spell.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Okay.
well,
So there's another thing, Mike, that I read and discovered that we kind of messed up on the last time. So when you're possessing your familiar, basically by possessing, I guess you're not ever truly possessing your familiar. You're just kind of going in this trance, and like your senses become your familiars.
right.
Well,
I'm seeing and hearing what they're seeing. And
yeah. So
Yeah.
you become deaf and blind, but you are not paralyzed. You could actually still walk around and move, and you'll just be deaf and blind, right? Because you're going to be seeing from the
Right.
perspective of your familiar. But also keep in mind the range of your familiar. Because you are not the voice of the Chainmaster, the range is 100 feet.
Yep.
So when you flew up into the sky, you actually couldn't have perceived. I mean, 100 feet isn't all that high from the perspective of.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I just didn't want to correct your narration because it was cool. But
Okay.
I pretty much expect my familiar to go up there, fly around, and come back and report to me.
Right. So definitely he reported, there were ships in a harbor, but he could definitely, your familiar wasn't capable of giving you really any more details than that. Plus, it was too far anyways. But just in the future when you're scouting with your familiar and you're kind of, I guess you're kind of more communicating with it, telling it where to go, and you're able to perceive through its senses, but you're actually not like dominating it and like it's not a puppet, right? Like you're not fully taking control all of its motor skills. Like it's doing its own thing. It'll obey you, but it's just the senses that you're perceiving.
Yeah.
Okay. So just wanted to point that out because it could be a very big issue later on. Okay, so Erlon, you get all your spell slots back. So you just burned the 1 spell slot, 2nd level. And Ghoul gets back Relentless Endurance. And all this other good stuff.
Yeah, I got back all my bardic inspirations as well.
Yes, that's right. Those are very, very nice to have. If it wasn't for that, Theron could have drowned.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still early morning. Sun has only been up about a couple of hours. And, shall we be off?
Yes.
Okay, do you guys want to head back into the forested area, or do you want to stay along the beach?
We're going to stay on the beach.
No.
Had to ask. Okay, so we're going to stay along the beach.
No, we're going to swim in the ocean.
We cruise along the beach, and the hours go by. We start feeling pretty dehydrated and thirsty. So I don't know if we want to try to find water again, or if we just want to push on.
Yeah, I want to look while we're going along to see if I can see water.
Okay.
Yeah, you see the ocean, right?
Yeah. Not the kind of water I'm looking for.
Okay. No roll required here. There's actually, we pass by a stream that is emptying out right into the sea. And we could easily just follow up the path a little bit, and there's this freshwater stream just trickling its water up to the sea. And, we're able to scoop water up and refresh ourselves just fine. It's been over a day since we've eaten.
Yeah, I had 2 rations.
I lost all mine.
Yeah, I think most of us lost most of our
I had them with me.
stuff. Well, do rations keep if they're like waterlogged? And they get soaked?
I don't know. At this point, I'd probably eat them.
Yeah.
Waterlogged crackers or whatever. Why not?
Well, I mean, normally it's like, dried cheese and bread and stuff like that with the rations. But I would imagine being completely submerged from the ocean might have...
I think they'd be
Well, that
fine.
crap would have been kept in backpacks, right? And we lost all that stuff on the ocean.
Well, I would imagine our rations, we would normally keep those in our backpack. And I don't think anyone has a backpack, right?
I do.
I didn't keep my rations in my water
Remember I
skins in
took
my
my gear?
backpack.
Oh, you have
Never mind. Maybe I'm the only one who kept them in my backpack.
Very specifically kept my tinderbox rations and water skins on me at all times. When I was
in
up
my
on the
room
deck.
and I said I could have my gear when I left. So
Yeah.
I still lost some stuff, but not probably as much as these guys.
Okay.
But I do not have any rations on me.
Alrighty. Well, Deadeyes is able to sustain himself a bit with a little bit of water-logged salt rations now that he has. But, I don't know, the rest of us are feeling pretty hungry. So do we, Ghoul is kind of complaining, like, I need to eat something.
We don't see a snake, nothing on the beach. I mean, anything?
Absolutely nothing. We see no wildlife
No
whatsoever.
crabs coming up? Nothing.
Nope.
Wow.
Theron saw an imp take his blood a little while back. I mean, he doesn't know where it is now. Always try to catch that thing and cook it. Heck yeah.
Yeah, you'd be very disappointed. It'd just turn into an ethereal mist. You would have nothing.
So for the record, is Zizix invisible right now?
Yeah,
And is he in imp form or raven?
Raven right now.
Okay.
Because we're moving, right? So he'll be
Yeah, we're traveling.
he'll be 100 feet in front of us, or like, however far that actually is. On a diagonal,
Okay.
up in the air, flying as a raven, invisible.
Okay. Yeah, Erlon, what did you say about? Do you want to try to? Yeah, there's nothing. You asked about if we found anything. There's just no crabs. There's absolutely no wildlife that we've seen.
Okay.
Is there any like shellfish or anything in the ocean that we're seeing?
Any plant life we could eat?
Well, we'd have to go in the forest to find that out now, wouldn't we?
Hey, dumbass, it grows right along the beach. You don't got to go in there to get it.
What kind of edible plant grows on the beach? Oh, seaweed?
Well, there's kelp and stuff
There's all
that
kinds
gets
of
washed
plants.
up, and there could be some stuff.
That shit's gross. Let's go get some berries. Let's go in the forest. Yeah! Come on.
You first.
Yeah. Well, I did it
No.
last time.
I'd like to Deadeye's look in the ocean for like mussels and not clams because they'd be underground, but mussels and things like that, urchins.
Go ahead, roll a perception there. Or
Perception
investigation. Either one. Investigation.
or survival? Isn't that what survival's for?
Yes, it is.
What?
Not,
Okay.
not that that's very
I mean,
good.
survival's for foraging and stuff like that, so sure.
Well, my perception's way better than my survival. I'm kind of screwing myself over. I just wondering
Yeah.
what's the right thing to roll.
Guess
Yeah.
Theron might as well use his, too.
Well,
Forage for food, although he doesn't know anything about
yeah, do
like,
survival.
that crap.
That's a good call. Do survival.
Nice.
Nice.
With a -4.
Yep.
You see a few small shells, and you pick them up, and there's hermit crabs inside.
Oh, don't eat the little hermit crabs. They're just minding their own business.
Can't imagine those would taste very good, but
Yeah.
not really seeing a whole lot of anything else. Erlon, you can also make a survival check.
Oh, dude, that was almost a 20.
Almost. But you found some sort of plant that got washed up on the beach. I'll let you do a nature check.
Okay. Yeah.
You have no idea what it is, and it appears kind of slimy, and just kind of sets you off. Like you don't really, it doesn't look too appetizing to you, but that's really all you find.
Can I do one? I'll search.
Sure, do a survival. Oh, well, hold on. First, what are you going to search for?
Anything that looks edible.
Well, I mean, are you going to look more like
I'll
for plant
probably-
or like?
Yeah, I mean, if we're on the shore, I'll look for plants. He
Yeah.
doesn't know squat about the ocean, I wouldn't think, since he lived in a mountainous area. So, yeah, I'm just going to look for plants. Here we go. That's just,
You see the plant that Erlon has picked up, and you walk over to it, and you're just so hungry right now. You're just like,
oh my god.
hey, don't take all that for yourself. And you're like, I want some of that. That looks pretty good. And Erlon is just, Erlon, in your fingers, you can just feel like the slime.
I tell him he can have it and hand it to him.
Okay. And you take a chunk and you put it in your mouth, and it tastes disgusting, and you spit it out. I don't know what else to do on that one. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Funny.
Oh, I'm going to offer these crabs to the party, and I'll eat my salty cheese.
Oh, you actually found a total of 4. There's 4 hermit crabs that you found.
Okay. I'll let you guys decide if you want to eat them or not.
No, I'm gonna make a roll on that one.
Ghoul will eat it. He's had to survive off of some pretty nasty stuff for about 3 years.
I'm out. Ghoul can have them.
Yeah, he's not gonna eat it.
Okay. So Ghoul takes the well, let me check Captain Balazar there. He's pretty hungry too. And Ghoul grabs all 4, and Captain Balazar is like, "Hey, Ghoul, I got to eat something too. My stomach, I can't take anymore. I don't care what it tastes like. I'm going to eat something." It's like I need to have my wits about me. So Ghoul nods and hands him 2, and Ghoul takes 2, and Ghoul bends down and pulls out his axe, and he cracks one of the shells against the flat of his axe, and pulls out this little crab, and he just throws it in his mouth and starts chewing away. And
Pinches his tongue.
Tastes like chicken. No, he doesn't say that, but he just kind of lets out a grunt and says, "I've had worse." And then he does the same to the next one. And the captain, following his lead, cracks the shells open, and he kind of gags, but he bears through it and chews down, and he spits out pieces of claw out of his mouth. Ghoul ate the whole thing, though. Thanks to his half-orcish blood, I'm pretty sure he would just down the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, a little bit of protein to sustain ourselves, except for Erlon and Theron.
Yeah.
Okay. So we continue on. The island looks pretty deserted of wildlife. And we continue on down into the...
There is something dark. Erlon says there's something dark going on this island. Something's not right.
I
And
think you're right, Erlon.
yeah, Ghoul nods, and he just looks off into the forest and just, starts looking around. And he seems all ready to grab onto his axe and start slicing things with it, but he just nods in agreement. And the captain just says, "Well, let's not let us be out here when it gets dark, huh?" And he kind of picks up his pace a little. So after a few more hours, Erlon and Theron, you guys are getting pretty tired. Need you guys to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, baby.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys are feeling pretty hungry, but you know what? It's probably adrenaline that is just keeping the effects of exhaustion from taking hold on you.
It's probably more fear. I don't want to fight zombies.
Okay, fear.
I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, the adrenaline of the fear, and you just follow the captain's lead and just keeping a nice brisk pace. And even though your body is kind of crying at you, and you're feeling your stomach just constantly rumble, you just press on, and you don't feel any effects of any exhaustion whatsoever. So, the sun starts to go down. So we don't encounter anything at this point, but I don't know, we're getting pretty close to the harbor. And of course, Deadeyes, you didn't see a whole lot of detail anyways when you sent Zizix up to take a look, and of course he kind of reported and stuff, but we know that we're approaching the harbor. So what do you guys want to do now? Should we just continue on into the harbor? Do you guys want to, what do you want to do?
Could send a scout.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking we should try and stay kind of hidden away, send a scout in. I think Theron should go scout.
Yeah.
Why not send your imp in? We'll hide on the outskirts of the city and send him in to take a look. And see what it looks like. I mean, if there's a bunch of zombies in there, obviously we don't want to go in there. But if it's like normal people, we could try and get help.
Yep. So
Okay.
that's my idea.
Okay, so you command Zizix over, and definitely it's going to be over 100 feet.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to wait some time, several minutes for him to go and fly over to the harbor and scout it out. But what do you tell Zizix?
Zizix, go scout the harbor, see what the situation is over there. Pay attention to ships and any creatures or people and their situations. Look for buildings and that type of thing. Stay out of sight, stay up in the air, and then come back.
Okay. Do you tell him how high to stay up in the air?
No. He's not that dumb.
Well, I only ask because, well...
I mean, if he's scouting, I'm thinking he should be up pretty high.
Okay.
Because he should be...
Like 40 feet?
Well, at minimum. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So it's not like he's going to be like just 10 feet above the ground. He's going to be up a substantial height in the air. Okay, so first he goes over... Well, I guess I'm not going to explain... Because even if you're to look through his senses, it's only up to 100 feet. So we basically just wait for Zizix to come back. And so you told him to go and scout around the harbor and to look for any buildings and to like not engage with any creature or anything otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have you make a round of checks here using Zizix's, I guess, imp. He's still imp, right?
Yeah, he uses the imp stats no matter what form he's in.
Okay. So he's flying around as the Raven, but he is an imp, and... Well... I could use the Perception 11, but I think it would be more interesting for sake of the story to... have you roll a series of perception checks per area to see what he's actually able to find. So let's do the harbor.
Makes sense, because he's actively looking.
He's actively looking, and the passive abilities are there for when you're always doing something. It's a bunch of repeated rolls, then it just ends up being the passive. Like you're always trying to be perceptive, so therefore you just use the passive. But in this case, I think it'd make things more interesting to have you roll. So, the harbor first. Go ahead, roll a perception.
Nice.
Wow.
Holy crap. Well, that is nearly like the best that you can do. Okay. Let me check something here. Huh. Okay, you're going to get a lot of information out of that one. Now let's do, so he's doing the shore next. Okay.
And see where he's paying attention.
Yeah. And one more check. No. Crap. That was one I was hoping he would make. But, this would be interesting. Okay, at this point, we have like maybe an hour and a half of daylight left. Okay, so we traveled like all along the coast there. We're exhausted. Well, we're on the verge of exhaustion.
I was going to say, while he's out searching, I would like to look for more food where we're at in the ocean.
Okay, roll a survival.
I'll go with him.
Came
Yeah,
up
that's a
with
good
nothing.
idea.
I'll do it too, I guess.
Wow. We're doing awesome.
Oh, dude.
There you go.
Found something.
At least somebody can find something.
More hermit crabs.
So let me see what you find there, Theron. You're the only one to have found anything.
Oh, and he's looking for more plants for food.
Well, you're just looking for food. Oh, plants specifically?
Well, don't you have to specify, right?
Yeah, you said. I think you said you're looking for plants.
Yeah.
You find some sort of weed with these blossoms in the water, just a short distance off. And you go out into the water. You kind of have to go out up to your knees in the water. And, the waves are just coming in and just kind of hitting against you. And you reach down and you start picking these and you, look at this blossom. And it's like a light pinkish color. And why don't you make a nature check?
All right.
Because you found something, but does that mean it's edible?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it smells kind of sweet. You have no idea if it's safe to eat, but yeah, you found a plant, and it definitely looks more appetizing than that slime-covered green goop leaf that Erlon found earlier.
I guess we'll just bring it back to the rest of the party.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk back up onto the dry land, and you all hear Zizix's voice. This took some time for you guys to just walk around, try to find something. You finally found this patch of flowers or whatever this thing is under the water, and you hear Zizix's voice say, "Away from the water! Get away from the water!"
Oh, shit. Why me?
Okay, I will. When I hear that
Yeah.
voice, I'm just going to yell, "Get away from the water! Get out!"
Yeah. So Deadeyes now calls out. Deadeyes is the only one that heard Zizix saying that. So Deadeyes calls out to get away from the water. So you're thinking, "Oh crap!" and you get out of the water, and nothing seems to happen. But immediately, a flood of information comes into your mind, Deadeyes, as Zizix has made his way back. And he starts telling you all sorts of stuff. One, your heart kind of sinks as he says, and again, none of us know this. This is only Deadeyes, so he can divulge whatever information he wants to divulge to us. But his heart sinks as Zizix goes on to explain that there's 6 ships in the harbor, but they are all seemingly shipwrecked. The harbor is very shallow, and they're beached up there, and they have gaping holes. And he saw some sort of large creatures in the water in this harbor. And this harbor, by the way, with the position of it, if you remember my map from earlier.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I could bring it up if you want. But the water is very calm there, but it's also very shallow. And there's just these 6 ships, and they're completely beached, and they have these gaping holes, in the hull and everything. And there's scratch marks everywhere, like razor sharp claws have like completely scratched away a lot of the planks of wood. And Zizix recounts he saw some greenish-hued creatures in the water, like living in parts of these submerged ships that are in the water. And by shallow, I don't mean like, it's waist high. It's shallow in the sense of like a ship, like it is completely beached. It can't get out. The water would definitely be over our heads if we were to go walking out there. So he recounts that. In fact, this is what Zizix tells you, Deadeyes. He says that he saw large, lanky creatures, their arms much too long for their body. They have webbed hands, and they have these long claws, and he kind of like demonstrates to you in your mind that the claws are about the size of like almost like a dagger or a knife, like each claw. And their skin is covered with dull green scales, and even on some, he saw some like pieces of rock and stone, like kind of embedded within the scales, and limp hair just completely scraggled all over and across their long-nosed face, with these teeth that just kind of come out and, all yellowish looking and just completely sharp as well. But yeah, and around those ships, it has a rotting fish smell to it. And that is all, he flew all around the harbor, and basically none of these ships seem to be sellable. And that's all he's able to tell you.
Okay. I will mentally ask him if he saw any other buildings or structures in the area.
No, Master.
Okay.
I didn't see anything else.
Okay. I'll tell him to return, and he can just come and sit on my shoulder, I guess, for now. Rest. And then I'll say...
sorry, go on. Say what you're going to say.
I was just going to say Deadeyes is going to call out to everyone to gather around.
Okay. So, yeah, we gather around, and Theron is coming up, and he's holding what looks to be a flower, light pink in color, the blossoms. And he's holding it, just kind of looking it around. And, yeah, no one else came up with anything. Erlon, you rolled a 1, right?
Yeah.
You found some more slime-covered weed.
Awesome. I'll ask Theron if he wants to eat it again.
You're good.
No, I'm good. That's what you said?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Deadeyes apparently has something, he yelled out, "Get out of the water," for one. And then, yeah, what do you say, Deadeyes?
Actually, before I start conveying information, I'm going to ask Zizix why he told us to get out of the water.
Master, those creatures live in the water, and they look very, very deadly.
Okay, so they were just swimming in the water, and
he's just being
cautious.
Cautious, yes.
Okay, all right.
Because if they're in the harbor, then the reasons with you that they could be nearby as well.
Okay. Well, I'll once everyone's gathered around, I'll say, well, here's the situation, my shipwrecked mates. We all the ships in the harbor are derelict. They got gaping holes in them. They're old. They're rotting. They're...
I'm going to pause you real quick.
Okay.
Keep in mind what you're about to say, but at this point in time, Erlon, you can't help but notice a branch start to sway like this over towards where it starts becoming forested. You see, a branch just sway like this. No one else noticed it, but Erlon noticed it. So go on.
Okay. And there are some hideous sea monstrosities amongst the ships that look pretty bad, very vicious. Definitely not things that we want to have to deal with. But none of the ships are viable. Zizix didn't see any other structures or people in the area. Just those rotten shipwreck ships, and I'll describe the creatures a little bit more in detail. But we do not want to mess with them. It looks like they're living in the water, so we'll probably want to try to keep that in mind.
So I think I see something moving over there. Maybe we should head toward the town. Some branches are moving.
Erlon, I'm going to let you, because you're a bard, and you've heard a whole heck of a lot of stories in your day. That's like what you do. I'm going to let you make... How about a nature check?
It's not
So-
too bad.
As Deadeyes explains what these creatures look like, for some reason, there's a song that pops into your head. And the song has some lyrics that kind of mimic the description. You don't know why, but it just enters your head. But the song is basically talking about, a band of farmers coming together to defeat the mighty troll. And you can't help but thinking, boy, that sounds awfully similar, but yet, the whole scales and, the rocks and the scales and stuff, these definitely sound a lot more vicious than a troll, but, that's just kind of the mental image that you can't help but form in your mind from this description, is this song and, about a troll.
Okay.
And you point out too that you think you saw something move over there, and do you point?
Yeah, to the area that I saw.
Okay. Now what?
I think we should go investigate the town. I don't think we have a choice.
Didn't see a town, right? It's just those ships.
No.
Yeah, there's no
So
town.
there's no town or anything around us.
Oh, Zizix looked. He did not
Yep.
see any buildings.
Forest, beach, and derelict ships and sea trolls.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't think we really want to go there. We've got to figure out something else. Maybe try and build a shelter. Try and figure out a way to collect water. I don't know.
We could always try to harvest wood and build a raft.
Dude, I'm not going out in those ships with those freaking sea trolls out there. You crazy? You want to die?
But all that XP just sitting there waiting for us to farm it.
Go right ahead, bud.
I'm
I'm
just
not
messing
getting
with
my
you.
Faces off, man.
It's a suicide mission.
I know.
Erlon, same place. Again, you're the only one that notices it, but you swear you hear a twig snap.
Oh yeah,
And
when Erlon says he thinks he saw a branch move, I'm going to look that direction too.
Yeah, you look, but you just see like a bush.
and I say, "Who's
and a
there?
tree
Come
right
out.
next to it.
Show yourself, fiend."
Show yourself.
So you call out, show yourself,
Yeah.
and roll me a persuasion.
At least it seems intelligent. Nice. Right? Maybe? Nope. Shit.
Depends on what comes out.
16's pretty good.
No. Wow. Okay, all of a sudden, we just see what appears to be a humanoid figure about 4.5, almost 5 feet tall, like run out from the bushes and run into the forest. And he seemed to have longish, dark hair. Looked like maybe a human boy. You're not too sure, but takes off running.
I'm going to chase him.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, this sounds like exactly a scene from a horror movie. You chase him into the forest and you're going to die.
Anyone else giving chase?
Hell no. Look at that boy.
I'll tell Zizix to follow overhead, over the trees.
Okay.
So he'll be over the canopy, but trying to follow as best as he can.
Ghoul, he's still pretty dang hungry. He's tired. And he's not that dexterous. He's kind of afraid to go running into a forest where there's branches and logs and who knows what else and vines. In his heavy armor. And Erlon, you saw it first anyways. And Ghoul did not really see or hear anything. So he just sees you. He sees the boy, though. We all see the boy run out from the bushes because he's no longer in the cover anymore. But he runs out, and Erlon, you just started sprinting. What do you yell at him?
Yeah, I say, stop, come here. Tell us what the hell is going on here.
Okay, so you're running, and he continues to run, and you reach the edge of the forest, and you see him look over his shoulder, and his eyes go wide, and without a doubt, it is a human boy around the age of about 9 years old, maybe. And he just runs and he yells out, "Help! Help!"
All right.
I'm killing him.
There's obviously people over here.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, as Erlon gets to the edge of the forest, all of us, we can hear it too. We can hear a call for help. And Ghoul yells out, "Be careful, Erlon. Don't go too far." And
I yell back, I don't think the boy would be running to a dangerous place. There's obviously some sort of safety for a child to be running over here.
I don't know. It could be retarded.
When Deadeyes hears the help out of the forest, he's going to start sprinting that direction as well.
Okay. Well,
the other direction.
Theron, you see Ghoul take a look up at you, and he shrugs, and he starts giving chase as well.
All right.
Lagging behind Deadeyes.
Theron starts looking for campfire wood.
He keeps a firm grip on those tasty light pink flowers he has on his hand, and I guess he follows Ghoul.
All right. So, all in succession, we start giving chase. Erlon, you're in the lead.
Yeah.
You give chase. I don't remember the chasing rules in 5th edition. I remember reading it, but it's something that happens so infrequently that I don't really remember. So why don't you go ahead and just roll me a d20. I'm going to improvise here.
Just a regular d20?
Actually, just do an initiative check, actually. Not exactly going to...
Let's say...
your initiative. D20 plus your initiative modifier.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Not so good.
He runs up ahead, and he starts darting in between all these trees. Clearly, you can tell that this boy knows this terrain.
Yeah.
He's ducking and weaving in and out, and for a moment, you even lose sight of him. But you're pretty sure you saw the path that he just ran through, so you're going to try to follow. Now, let's do another check.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
you put your head down and you just sprint even faster, and you bust right through, and you think you can see the terrain and the line where the kid might be headed, and you decide to kind of take a gamble, and you do a little shortcut, and you run through, and you have to kind of jump off this little ledge, like there's a section of ground that just kind of slopes down, and you jump down, and just give me an acrobatics check real quick.
All right.
I know you're good at those.
Wow.
You leap off of this, and you're pretty sure that if this kid is going in this direction, that it's going to be to your benefit, basically, to try to cut him off. And you jump down off of this little cliff, and you kind of go in this forward roll and do this flip through the air, and you just land gracefully and do a couple tumbles, and then you're right back up onto your feet, and you run just as you come right up and you look off to your left, and there's this little kid running, and he sees you, and his eyes go super wide, and he's completely startled. Then he screams out, "Help!"
And I tell him, stop, I'm not going to hurt you. If I was going to hurt you, I would have shot you in the back.
And he stops, and he starts backing away from you.
And I say, what is going on this island? Where is a place where we can get a safe night rest? All we've seen here is zombies until I saw you.
And he seems to be looking all around, like completely terrified. And he
Knock
says,
him out.
he says, you travel with an orc. And he looks like he's about ready to start running again.
That orc has saved my life more times than you, boy.
And with that, you hear a voice come out from the trees. And now what's going on here? Why don't you just keep your hands where we can see them, and keep your mouth closed. And you look over and you see this man step out with this just really rough looking face, like not well kept at all. You know, just like a black beard starting to grow. But it's not really that thick. It's more kind of sparse, and it's kind of clumpy in places. But he's wearing this dark greenish hat, and he has out a bow, and he has it at the ready at you. And he says, "Don't even think for a second that I'm the only one here with you in my sights." And with that, Deadeyes, you come up the path right behind Erlon, and you hear this voice. And Erlon, what do? Do you raise up your hands? And the boy is still there. He doesn't run off yet, because when this man came out and kind of announced like what's going on here, he stops.
So I put my hands out to my side, and I tell this guy, I say, why don't you tell me what the hell's going on here? We've come to this deserted island with zombies, and you are the first people I've met.
And he looks at you, and then he sees Deadeyes, and then Ghoul, and then Theron come up shortly right behind. And well, actually, I'm kind of curious what happened there. Oh, piss. He sees Ghoul as he comes up right behind, and instinctively Ghoul pulled out his axe. So Ghoul actually has his great axe in hand as he was running, trying to keep up. And his eyes go wide, and he moves up, and he points an arrow, and Erlon, you're pretty dang sure he is about to release that arrow. And Deadeyes,
hold your arrow if you want your life.
Yeah, Deadeyes will yell, if you loose that arrow, you will die.
Damn, just shrug.
Erlon, why don't you, I think you're probably the best qualified here. Why don't you just do the persuasion check?
All
Try
right.
to talk this man down. Because he is
Would
about
be
to
intimidation?
arrow.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
No, persuasion.
I'll just. Oh fuck. Oh shit.
I cannot wait to see what happens.
I think we're
What?
gonna get in a fight with humans. Because I'm not gonna let him stick freaking him with arrows.
Hey, maybe it'll miss.
Yeah.
And hit me, of course. You know, bad shit always happens.
He yells out, "Orcs!" and he lets loose the arrow. And
I'm casting a spell.
well,
Well,
crap! I wasn't planning on a freaking combat encounter, so I didn't.
combat!
Can we see if I intimidated him?
We are gonna wipe this whole island clean of all life.
Hold on, guys. You still don't have to fight yet.
Well,
Hold on.
okay, hold on. Yeah, Deadeyes, because you said it like, you know, you were the first to arrive after Erlon, and you saw most of this go down where the man came out. You heard him talk, and then you saw him as you came up over the rise there and then down. And you heard Erlon say his bit, and then you just kind of quickly interject, and you said, you know, you attack him, then you will die. Go ahead and roll your intimidation.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, he has no fear. He doesn't give a crap about your subtle, you know, your minor threat as he feels it is.
13's not that bad.
No, 13's pretty good, but
Yeah.
He's completely charged right now, and
He's not intimidated.
Adrenaline!
I guess.
Come on, I wanna water whip this fool.
Okay, I am going to. Well, okay, he's not the only one. It's just got a lot more complicated.
I wonder if they're all aiming for the orc. Cool. That'd be funny.
I'm checking.
Better not all be aiming for me.
Crap. If you just didn't roll that one, really. But
Yeah.
Shit
Our critical failure's the best. Heck yeah. Keeps
I have a
the shit
sleep
interesting.
spell that I could use and put a bunch of them to sleep. And then hopefully
Sweet.
talk the other idiots down.
okay, what I'm going to do here.
Yeah, we'll see how Ghoul feels about that
Let's
once
see.
we get hit with a couple of these things.
You're right.
I'm going to.
Especially him being a freaking orc. Oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting, right?
Things are going south fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Now, this is not exactly the terrain. But I'm just going to go ahead and plop us down kind of just like so. Let me see if I can try to create this here. Okay. So this is going to be the boy. Erlon, you like kind of stepped out in front of him in the path. That as you came up here, Ghoul approaches. Theron back there. Oh yeah, I forgot about the captain. Captain gave chase when you did, Theron. So
Okay.
as you can kind of see here. Now, there are some of these that you can now see, as they have bows at the ready. Oh, shoot. So I'm updating the deck real quick. Okay. Okay, so at this point in time, I would say Ghoul Theron, the captain, kind of arrived like right at the tail end of this. Like as soon as Ghoul shows up, you know, this guy is like alerted and he's like about ready to shoot and he yells out "orc." Happened all so fast. So, Ghoul. Yeah, Ghoul, Theron, and the captain roll initiative checks to see if we can even act on this first round.
Okay.
Nice job.
Here's mine.
Wow.
That's definitely not going.
You're just wondering, like, what the heck is going on here? Ooh. Ghoul gets to go.
We're rolling initiative.
Just those three.
Only for these three to see if we're even able to react within this first round.
Right.
Deadeyes and I put Zizix following like behind Erlon actually, so probably Zizix would be there up in the air, invisible.
Yeah.
Now let's go. Whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I'm doing a choose here. I got to roll for the captain initiative now. No. So the captain does not. All right, so what do you do, Deadeyes? Oh, wait, hold on. First, I got to do one thing. That because this thing kind of sparks the combat, right? Because of the intimidation and all that, Ghoul, as he runs up there trying to figure out what's going on, he gets nailed with an arrow. And it sinks right into his chest, and Ghoul looks down, and it actually penetrated his chainmail armor, and he has this arrow sticking out of him, and he just takes a tight grip onto his axe and just lets out, like a battle cry. All right, Deadeyes, what you gonna do now? Deadeyes. I'm going to say, okay, Zizix is going to say something to your head right now.
Okay.
And it's kind of a dilemma. Actually, what I want to do is send you like a whisper. And I'm telling you this because he's up in the air, right? So he has a 30 feet in the air or whatever, so he has a pretty good vantage point.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So, that being said,
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't really change what I was going to do, so
okay.
it works out anyway. But it's good to know. So I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on this rock right here. It's not pinging for some reason. Why is it not pinging? Oh well. The rock that is 10 feet to the right of number 2.
Hold on. This terrain.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's not exact.
Let's just say the trees are there. The rocks are probably not here, though. The rocks are actually much deeper into the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I didn't plan on this encounter actually happening like this.
Okay, I'll attack the tree.
Yeah.
Between number 2 and 4. And with Eldritch Blast. And I'll yell out, "Stop shooting where allies." Well, I'll do that and say, "Stop shooting where allies, or the next one's going to your face." And after that, I'll drop prone.
You did give up easy.
Okay, so you basically do a Hadouken right into the tree.
Yeah.
And then you go and eat a 1.
Why don't you roll an attack roll?
Yeah, okay.
Well, that'd be good accidentally hit him. Roll a 1. Oh, no, this one.
Okay. Yeah, you hit the tree. Go ahead, roll damage. See how many splinters come off of the tree here.
No, that was with Hex.
Yeah, nope.
No,
so
no
8,
Hex damage.
8 plus 3, so 11.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, so, wow, this beam of force just slashes out. And, by the way, in case someone is like saying, "Oh, no, it shouldn't work that way," the Eldritch Blast, it says in the description, target creature. But it really doesn't make sense that you couldn't focus that beam of energy on an object. So, because some people say if it says object, then you can do object or a creature. But it says creature, it can only work on a creature. I'm more loose about it. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, this beam of force just comes lashing out, hits the tree, and there's this loud crack sound, almost as if the tree got struck by lightning. And there's even pieces of bark that go flying out. Yeah, like a big sizable chunk of bark just gets completely shattered off of the base of the trunk. Pretty impressive display. And then you kind of just kneel down.
Yeah, I shout out, "We're allies, stop attacking," or the next one's going to your face. And yeah, I drop prone. So.
Okay.
The white flag.
I'm dropping prone so they have disadvantage.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's why.
Exactly.
It's
Okay,
actually a smart thing to do.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's it.
Who shot the arrow? Was it the guy that I see at number 2? Is that who?
Yes, number 2. Number 2 is the one that shot.
All right.
Hey, you made a promise to that guy. You better keep it.
You're not going to live through this anyway, so be quiet.
Fair enough.
Oh, crap. I just thought of something that Ghoul would probably do.
Go after the boy?
Yeah.
That reminds me, though, like,
yeah.
if I have time berry, I am going to whisper back to Ghoul at the end of all of that. I'll just try and turn my head back around to whisper to him that we're surrounded.
Okay. Okay, I'm glad you said that. That
don't mean squat.
Ghoul gives you a nod, and he kind of he doesn't even act like there's an arrow sticking out of his chest right now. Just his battle instincts are taking over, and he comes over here, and he attempts to grapple the boy, holding the edge of his axe blade up to the boy's throat. Please don't roll a 1. Okay.
Oh God, I hope you do.
Here we go. So I'm going to attempt. Let's see. I think it's a contest, actually, right? Grapple?
I don't think so.
Man, that little boy don't have a chance.
Yeah, I think grapple is a contest.
Oh, is it in 5th edition?
Yeah, I think it's a strength contest, which I should totally win, right?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you rolled a 1.
Keyword being should. But I think he gets to make a strength or an acrobatics or a dex check to try to wriggle free. Just looking at it real quick. It's one of those actions that you could do. Why can't I find it?
You want me to start looking it up? Oh, I guess you can't move on anyways. Unless you figure it out.
Yeah, it's okay. Combat. Okay. Search. It's like grapple. I want to grapple this kid. Grappling. Okay, so I'm going to take the attack action. Ooh, even better. Okay, I get to make a strength athletics check, which I am skilled in athletics. Contested by the target's strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics. Excellent. Okay, here it comes. Let's see how this works. I'm going to just click on the sheet.
I want to see another plot twist.
Oh, geez. Some people just want to see the world burn.
What did you roll?
Did you seriously roll a 1?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wait, you did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see your die.
Well, but look at the 6 by athletics.
Yeah.
You rolled a 1.
Oh, man.
Yeah, anytime the number is red, it means there was a 1 rolled on the d20. Anytime it's green, it was a natural 20.
Of all times to roll a 1. Of course, I did earlier.
So what? Do you accidentally like slit his throat or something when you try to grapple him, or?
Crap!
Maybe he
Well,
just...
whatever happens, it's not going to be in my favor.
No.
So either I accidentally cut the kid,
Or you trip
although
and
I
fall.
feel that or I trip and fall. I'll roll this in front of you guys. If I roll a 1, I trip and fall. A 2, in trying to grapple him, my axe, I guess, the blade got too close, and I end up hitting him with the axe.
Yeah, cut the little bastard.
And I hope it's not that.
So bad.
Yes, it is. Oh.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, how come I'm not seeing the dice roll?
I'm not
Yeah,
either.
I'm not seeing it either.
Why is that?
Settings.
Okay, this is just going to be a test.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. Oh, that's because it's a D2. I rolled a D2. There was no D2 dice.
You didn't actually see your D20 either, though, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I clicked the stupid character sheet. I don't know why it doesn't roll the dice, the 3D dice. I'm going to quit doing that.
Well,
Anyways.
you made yourself look pretty stupid.
It's weird because I see everyone else's dice when they click the sheet, just not yours.
I'm going to make an acrobatics check or fall on my face. And I'm not good at acrobatics. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I keep up, but I stumble. There's a bunch of twigs and some other vegetation on the ground, and my blade just comes right up as I go to grab and try to bring the blade of my axe up, and the blade actually comes dangerously close to the kid's throat, and I try to grab him, but he just steps back and dodges, and I almost go flying forward, and I just manage to catch myself. And that is my turn.
Huh. Yeah, you don't look too good right now in everybody's eyes. The opponent.
Yeah,
What was that orc doing?
We surrender as
In fact,
an orc
number
trying to
two-
split that kid's throat.
Number 2 even yells out here, the guy who pegged Ghoul in the chest, "Brendan, get away from him!"
Yeah, that's a stupid name. Now you definitely
And
gotta
then he
kill him.
says, he yells out, "You hurt that boy, and I'll feed you to the shadows."
And I say, you're the a-hole. Oh, how do I say it? You're the a-hole shooting arrows, man. That's what I say.
That's kind of cool.
Okay.
So I yell out, there's no reason anyone has to die today. But I promise you, some of you will die if you try and kill us.
Okay, you're up.
All right.
So yeah, you say that, but he looks
I'm
like
casting sleep on number 2.
Okay, go ahead, link sleep.
Okay. So I'll roll my 5d8.
Okay, and I'm going to randomly roll hit points for him.
That
That
sucks.
sucks.
Yeah, that does.
I'd put you to sleep, though.
Yeah, you would.
So each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so
number
basically,
2.
number 2. So you sing it out.
Yep.
Go to sleep, little one. So, yeah, you sing it out, and he's drawn another arrow, and he starts getting ready to knock it, and you see his eyelids suddenly roll, just get heavy, and they fall shut, and you saw his eyes roll back into his head, and his mouth hangs open, and he falls over.
And I say, I just put him to sleep. I yell that out. I say, because he's obviously the aggressor here. We've made no move to harm anybody here. Let's not do this.
Girl's just going to get a hug to show that we're friendly.
Yeah.
That's all girl's doing.
And you hear murmured voices. He's a bard! A bard! Coming out from the edge there of other side of the
I
tree.
hear that, I say, yes, I'm a bard. And that orc back there is my friend. He's a good person.
And Ghoul yells out, I am not an orc!
And also, he's not an orc.
Yeah. And number 1, apparently his name is Brendan, and he's looking up just wide-eyed at Ghoul in complete fear.
Always poke him. Come on. Get your weapons out already. Do something.
See what happens here.
Hey, I killed a tree.
Okay.
Yeah, you harm nature.
From off into the distance, can you guys see that ping from over this direction? From over in that direction, there's trees and bushes and stuff, but we hear someone call out in a commanding voice, "Stand down, everyone, stand down."
Okay, no combat.
Dude, we just got killed. Are you insane?
Well, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
I understand that.
There's still one more. Yeah, it's not over yet. Zizix? What's Zizix doing?
He's just going to stay up.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy, what a decision. One, he's panicked and he starts to run away, and Ghoul can make an attack of opportunity.
I mean, you did just get hit with an arrow, and your half-orc blood is definitely.
Do I really try to grab him?
I hope you do.
Could make this whole situation worse.
Yep.
You could roll a wisdom check.
Yeah, I envision him holding the kid hostage and ordering them, to gain control of the situation, have them all put away their weapons first, or he had slit the kid's throat. But he failed miserably at that. So
those hermit crabs.
Ghoul's not going to do anything.
Aww.
He lets the kid run away.
Human instinct kicks in. Whatever.
Well, it was probably the smart thing to do.
Oh yeah, it was. It definitely was.
Number 4. I don't know what he's going to do. Either he's going to listen, or he's going to be caught up in the moment, and he's going to fire at Ghoul. However, Erlon's kind of
waving the white flag. Oh, no, he is.
But, well, let's see what happens. Number 4 lowers his bow. And he doesn't seem too eager to use the bow anyways, it seems. He seems kind of relieved. Like, oh. And he puts the bow down. Okay. 7 moves in closer. And we see him come up right over there. And he has his bow drawn, but he seems all cautious, like he's trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. And he even says to the kid, he looks at him and says, "Are you hurt?" And the kid pats himself. He's like, "No, I'm fine." And he's still breathing heavy, you know, because he was sprinting. And number 2 is asleep. 5. Okay. There's another man with a bow that approaches there. This man comes up and he sees number 2 sleeping, and he's clearly sleeping. And he looks at you, Erlon, and let's see what his reaction is. He says, you put him to sleep. You're a bard. He says, is this powerful magic?
It's nothing compared to the other magic that I wield.
And he nods at you, and he puts his arrow back in its quiver.
They just made the tree explode. They're like, oh, they put him to sleep. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, number 3 is uncertain. He still has his bow drawn, and he even has an arrow at the ready, and he's holding it right at goal. And he seems to be kind of making sure that he's shielding himself, you know, and putting himself in the way of this kid. Okay. What happened to my favorite tree? No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that. He said, number 6 comes up and says, enough of this. Everyone, stand down. It's getting dark soon. We need to get back.
So, yeah, Erlon says, yeah, the last thing we need to do is meet more zombies after this.
Okay. Number 9 then says, can he be awakened?
Yes, easily.
Number 8 comes up, and he says, I am Captain Thomond. He says, everyone now put away your weapons. And he says, he looks at you, Deadeyes, and says, you can stand up.
I'll slowly stand up, looking around at everybody
Number
else.
9 looks, okay. Number 9 looks at you, Erlon, and says, how do I wake him up?
He'll wake up after a minute.
You have to punch him in the balls.
Yep.
Okay. Number 8 here, this Captain Thomond says, so what was going on here? And this kid, Brendan, yells out, I saw them walking along the beach, and they started chasing me. I was just running.
And I say, yeah, he was the first human we'd seen on this island after being here for a couple of days. I was like, so I saw him. I was trying to catch him to figure out what was going on here. All we've met is dead here. There's nothing alive here until we met him.
And he says, He says, did the storm bring you?
Yes, it destroyed our ship. That's the captain over there, and I point to Captain Belzar.
And number 3 still has an arrow knocked and ready at Ghoul. And number 8, Captain Thomond sees that, and he looks over and he says, I said stand down, put your weapons away. Enough of this. And he says, you got some freshies. And Captain Balazar says, freshies? And he says, hi, new people brought to us from the storm. And yeah, anyone want to say anything in response to that?
So you were all brought here by a storm, the same way we were? Shipwrecked?
And he says, I was 10 years ago. And he says, some of us were born here, like Brendan here, the boy.
Oh God, yeah, we gotta get out of this island.
And he says, welcome to the Forsaken Isles.
And I say, do you mind if I go heal my friend here, who one of you guys stuck with an arrow?
And he cocks an eyebrow and he says, heal? He says, you know healing magic?
Of course.
And again, more murmurs and whispers.
So I
around.
walk over and I pull the arrow out, and I'll use a cure light on him.
Okay.
Cure wounds.
Yeah, cure wounds.
Jedi's will look towards number 8, the leader over there, and they'll say, looks like night will be on us soon. Perhaps we should go to someplace safe and continue conversing there.
Says hi. By the way, that's +3, right? You don't have a +4 early.
Oh, you're right. I was using the wrong modifier. Thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So 9. I only got 2 wounds. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, I've got a few myself. So.
Okay. So, number 2 gets awakened. He's, of course, a little miffed. And,
He's miffed.
yeah, now, Erlon, you are definitely surprised when, the look on Captain Thomond's face when he realized that you can cast healing magic. He seemed really surprised. But, of course, you do it through song,
Sure.
So,
Do you not have anybody here on the island that can heal people? Do you not have any clerics or anything of that
and
kind?
he nods and he says, nay. He says, this is the Forsaken Isles. The gods have forsaken this place.
I'm glad I don't speak to the gods for my magic then. That's what he says.
Yeah, by the way, is anyone here like a devout worshiper of the Lady of Magic? I don't think anyone is.
No.
Definitely not.
Nope.
I don't even think I have a god that I worship. I remember I don't. That's how I built this character. He's kind of...
Ghoul will say things.
They've never helped me.
Time to time, Ghoul will say common phrases, praising Mysticka, but he says that more to just fit in
Sure.
in the kingdom rather than professing his belief. Yeah, he doesn't really know what to believe in. All he believes in is getting revenge. on someday on Jerem, his stepfather. Okay, so Captain Thomond takes the lead, and there's a large band here of people with bows, and you even spot that they have swords at their sides. And one thing that stands out too is you notice that all of them, they're all human, but they have similar clothing. Like it's all like this dark greenish hue, in these shirts and these breeches, and some bits of leather straps. Most of them wearing like a leather armor.
Are they dressed like the zombies we met? Same clothing, kind of?
Well, they're wearing leather armor, but yeah, like remember I think I described before that the zombies were wearing like dark, like green colored clothes, and yes, it does appear that their clothing is similar to that the zombies had.
So I say, as we're walking, I say, Captain, we seem to have met some of your people that were zombies, and we put them down.
And he says, you will. We've lost quite a few over the years. And he doesn't even seem surprised. He's just like, yep.
So what is going on with this place? The zombies, when you die, do you become a zombie? What is going on here?
And he says, we'll talk more when we get safely inside. And he seems to like kind of trail off in his thoughts as he takes a moment and he stops and he looks at the sun in the western sky starting to descend. And he says, we don't have much time. We could have a lot more talk later. And he says, besides that, it's almost dinner time.
Oh, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I'm starving.
And he says, as we're walking, he just quickly says, you survived the night. That's right. How did you guys survive the night?
By killing every zombie we saw.
And whatever the hell those things were.
And one of these other guys, that's with this captain, says, able huntsman. And Captain Thomond gives him a nod. And he says, just hang tight. I'm sure you have many, many questions, and there's plenty of time to talk this night. He says, besides, we have a bard among us. Perhaps we'll have some dancing and singing. And he says, any of your instruments survive?
I say 2 of them, but my finest one is my voice. That'll always be carried with me.
And he says, what be your name, lad?
I am Erlon Blackleaf. From the kingdom, well, what town are we from? I don't even remember.
We're from
the kingdom of Mysticka, but what shire?
Weaveshire.
Oh, Weaveshire. From Weaveshire.
And he says, Weaveshire. He says, I knew a man there. He says, do you know a man named, what was his name, Oren?
Isn't he the bartender?
Yeah.
I say, the bartender? Yeah, I know him real well. I used to play for him.
He says, have you now? He says, how is he doing? It's been years since I've seen that old boy.
He's got a successful business in the town.
He says, I used to run shipments for Oren back in the day.
In fact, we just ran one for him ourselves before all this happened.
He says, oh, you're a merchant too?
No, I was just protecting the goods.
Okay. And, with this conversation, we're just kind of following the pack of people here. Everyone else, we're just kind of Ghoul's on edge. He's not sure whether he could trust these people or not. I don't know about you, Theron, or Deadeyes. The captain seems a bit nervous, but he does seem more at ease than before, that's for sure.
So
at
is
least we found
Ghoul
some
kind of
humans.
back away from the group by himself?
He's not right next to you. Yeah, so he's going to be more like kind of trailing 20 feet or so back behind you.
Fall back and stand next to him and kind of whisper, "Take nothing for free from these people. We'll pay for everything. I don't want to owe them a damn thing."
Sound advice, Erlon. And he nods your way in acknowledgement. And then you continue back up.
Yeah.
Now, eventually we get to this spot, which is now more along the lines of what you see on this map. As you see here in the upper right-hand corner, there is a tower. And, with all these trees and stuff, I guess for some reason, sorry, Zizix rolled too crappy on his perception. He didn't notice it. He was more fascinated with the harbor. So that's where he spent most of his attention. But he did not, further inland, he did not see this tower. And there's 4 men already at the base of this tower. And they seem kind of like agitated. They're like, "What? You guys are late. Like, what took you so long?" And then they stop mid-sentence as they notice some new faces trailing back behind. And Captain Thomond replies, says, the storm brought us some freshies. And they nod and say, "Well, you just made it in time. We were about ready to lock it up." And, of course, we're just like, what the heck is going on here? And we... he reached down. Captain Thomond, I'll just move him up here. And he reaches down, and all we see is this, like, these weeds and this long grass. We don't even see anything, but he reaches down, and his hand momentarily disappears under this grass, and like completely, and he pulls open this hatch. And there's these doors there, just like cellar doors, that just swing open. And as he pulls them open, we can see them. Like, all of a sudden, they just popped up into existence, seemingly. Those with Arcana or Arcana can go ahead and make a check. Those that know magic.
Whopping 9.
Hold on, I'll make one. Yeah.
Okay, Victor, I'm going to let you re-roll yours. I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay.
Sorry, Deadeyes. Didn't mean to call you Victor.
It's all right.
Victor. Alrighty. Deadeyes, you know this to be similar to a spell that you know. That's why I gave you advantage. Some type of illusion.
Oh, it's a minor illusion.
Some sort of illusion is just completely covering these doors, like just completely hiding them. Although you suspect that this illusion, even though it could probably be achieved with your spell, it's probably a little bit more powerful.
Well.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just realize that it's cloaked with an illusion. So he says, "All right, everyone on in." And, a lot of these people start clambering in. And there's this ladder going down into a hole. And there's these other 4 men that kind of just stand on the outskirts here of these doors. And they say, "We'll seal it up behind you." And everyone goes inside and starts going inside.
And I say, "What is this, a cave?"
And Captain Thomon looks at you with a smile and says, "This is Shadow's Hold. The only safe haven on the Forsaken Isles that you'll find." Says, "It's lucky that you found us." Or maybe the other way around. And, Erlon, you definitely can't help, but you actually really like this Captain Thomond. He seems like a really likable guy. Of course, him having known Orin kind of makes you feel like you like him even more. Anyways, I'm just moving us up here. So anyone else have any questions or anything you want to say before you climb on in? I'm assuming no one's going to have a good reason to not go inside, because
I really don't want to see zombies again tonight. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more just like,
okay.
Let's all get inside.
Yeah. Okay, so we all get inside, and
yeah, actually, as we're coming in, I'll have Zizix in Raven form fly down, not invisible, and land on my shoulder, and I'll say, "This is my friend Zizix." As we're walking in.
And he looks in surprise, and he's kind of startled, and he says, that bird might make a fine meal.
No.
I say, you'd be sorely disappointed, trust me.
Yeah, emphasis on sorely. Getting a stinger with poison in you. Okay, so I'm going to transfer the map here. So we get down inside,